Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CVHP News. It's Wednesday, January 8th. I'm Sonora Scott. Let's get right to your news around town. Well, it's a sure sign that the San Angelo Rodeo is getting closer. Barrel racing slack began yesterday and will continue for the next few days. Executive Director of the rodeo, Justin Jonas, says they've seen an increase in entries just in this competition alone. There are several changes and new features coming this year to the Stock Show Rodeo and Midway, and there are still tickets available.
You know, our first weekend is usually sometimes is one of our best performances because we have a lot of the cowboys that are going back and forth, Fort Worth to us to San Antonio, and that first weekend is a lot of times we'll see some of the biggest names cowboys will be here.
You can buy those tickets online or at the Coliseum box office. Well, a new law took effect on January 1st of this year. It's now mandatory for every school district in Texas to have a Stop the Bleeding or Bleeding Control Kit program. This also means everyday folks are trained to respond to major injuries and emergencies such as mass shootings. Our Amanda Lozano has the details.
There's really nothing that these kids won't be able to handle.
House Bill 496 went into effect January 1st, requiring every school in the state of Texas to have bleeding control kits on campus. The Stop the Bleed kits contain items intended to stop traumatic hemorrhaging.
The kits are amazing that these folks are getting, the schools are getting. They can stop a lot of bleeding with them. They each come with a tourniquet. They each come with hemostatic dressings. They each come with just tons of gauze.
Oscar Luce is Shannon's chief flight medic. Over the last year and a half, he and his team, along with local EMS, have been training schools across the Concho Valley on how to use the kits.
It'll show you there on the front what comes in the kit.
Luce says uncontrolled bleeding is the #1 cause of preventable death, and the Stop the Bleed initiative is necessary to prepare schools for any kind of bleeding emergency.
American College of Surgeons is one that really is kind of backing this program, the Stop the Bleed program. And it originally was thought of because of Sandy Hook. We're not trying to say that you know, something like that is going to happen at your school. It could be anything from somebody, you know, cutting their arm or cutting a leg on a piece of glass or something like that. If any time that there's bleeding that can't be controlled and stopped, these kits will come in handy, and they work.
Luce says the training applies outside the classroom as well and recommends everyone learn how to respond to a bleeding situation. For News Connection, I'm Amanda Lozano.
And a reminder that there is a critical need for blood at our local blood bank. The shortages usually happen after the holidays. You can donate anytime at the Vitalant Blood Center or take part in their mobile blood drives happening every few weeks. You need to be at least 16 to donate, and your donation can save up to 3 lives. Well, now let's check in with Jay Martin, who's got a look at the weather. Good morning, Jay.
Well, this morning it was a cold start, a little bit more on the chilly side, some mid-30s for us, and we're going to continue to see warmer air though for the rest of the day. We're going to be getting into the upper 60s. It's going to be a breezy one out there, so batten down the hatches, and we're going to see warmer air continue for the rest of tonight as well. We're going to be getting into the upper 40s. We're going to see a few clouds rolling in as well, so it is going to be a pretty warm evening out there and starting warm also tomorrow as well. Then we're seeing 70s, I know 75 and 73 on Thursday and Friday, so pretty warm as we go into it. Then we're going to see a cold front coming through overnight, getting our lows back into those 30s. Then we're seeing upper 50s by Saturday. Now the cold air is going to be very short-lived though as we go through the rest of our Saturday, because we're seeing upper 60s coming back by Sunday and Monday of next week. So it's nice to see some warm temperatures to get us through those bursts of cold air.
And I am back with a very special guest. Hello and welcome. This is Colonel Andres Nazario. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to address the city of San Angelo and the Concho Valley friends in general.
Of course, no problem. Now give us your full title, because I'll probably get it wrong.
All right, so I have been blessed with being given the opportunity to command the 17th Training Wing. So I'm the wing commander at the 17th Training Wing here at Good Federal Air Force Base. Although we do have a group at Presidio in Monterey, California. So we have another 150 staff and 1,200 students in California. So we're multi-state operation.
Wow.
But if you were to give me any titles, the one that I like the most is I go by the wing servant.
The wing servant.
I'm in the service of my wing, I'm service of my folks, so
Yeah.
wing servant.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm sure you stay busy with all those folks here, all the ones in California. I mean, wow, tell us what your job entails.
All right, so before I answer that question, if I may just
Sure.
take a second, considering the events that have happened over the last week, I just want to say that our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts are with the folks that are in service, most importantly, those that are forward deployed.
Yes,
and in danger zones. So I just wanted to say that. Yeah, my day today is very interesting, right? So being a wing servant means exactly that. And any particular day, I'm doing interviews. Any particular day, I'm doing official ceremonies. Any particular day, I'm helping our folks get better. Ultimately, we are in the business of training, inspiring, and developing. So all of the activities that we conduct are centered around that.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, your schedule's full for sure. No doubt, because you're the representative. You're like the face of the base, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So let's go to your background. Let's let the folks get to know you a little bit. Tell us where you're from and when you joined, and just any fun facts.
All right. So actually, yeah. So there's a few. There's I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Graduated high school in the island, and actually joined the United States Army. While in the Army, I took a couple college classes. Where I realized very quickly that I liked studying, that I was somewhat of a nerd, and I was okay with that. So I decided that after my service in the Army, I would go to college, and I did just that. I got out of the Army, I went to school, graduated, and in between undergrad and grad school, that summer, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after grad school. I was watching C-SPAN, the political channel, and there was an Air Force colonel, giving what we call an open source intelligence briefing, right? Openly talking about the happenings that were going on in the world at the time, and I said, "That's it. That's what I'm gonna do." And literally, I've been doing that ever since. I walked into the Air Force ROTC office. I signed up, and this is my third time in San Angelo, Texas. I came here as a student. I came here as an instructor. I'm here now as a wing commander. Many places in between, but how I got here was literally a 2-second C-SPAN open source briefing.
Wow, that is amazing. That's quite a story. Just your whole story. Wow, and I'm sure there's so much more. I'm sure you've seen so much in your time in the military.
Correct. I've been blessed to have had many opportunities. I like to highlight the 3 times I've been to Goodfellow Air Force Base, because I find those times foundational in my career. Obviously, as a student, then teaching the future generation of intelligence professionals, and now getting the opportunity to command the whole enterprise. I things that I like to highlight. In between that, we can talk about everything. We can talk about Afghanistan. We can talk about South America. We can talk about the Pentagon. I've been blessed with a great career.
Yes, I would say so. I mean, those are some places, top places, that everybody's talking about, and man, I'm sure you've had a lot of influence there as well.
Well, in between all of that, right, September 11th happened, would really change the environment for all of us. So it became what we do and who we are.
Yeah. Well, okay. So now we're going to give you even though this isn't C-SPAN, the time to tell us what's going on at Goodfellow.
So I'll tell you, the one thing I want to highlight at Goodfellow, I'll mention a few things, but I'll start off with this one, and it is something that happened just last Monday. We had the opportunity to unveil an extension to our dining facility, the Crestman Dining Facility.
Yeah, we were actually there. I have some footage, so we're going to take a look.
actually a joint effort, and I'd like to talk about that
Yeah.
here for a second. The requirement actually was identified as early as 2013, and a lot of work by city leadership, stalwarts, supporters of Goodfellow. I think I just saw Judge Floyd in the
Yes.
in the clip. If you paid attention, General Mike Boyd was in attendance. Dr. Carol Ann Bonds, the champion, the grant writer for us. Probably not on the clip, Miss Chastity from the judge's office, who actually helped us manage the grant. Mr. Graff from the Texas Military Commission, a joint effort where we actually and our very own Mayor Gonta.
Yes, yes.
So a joint effort where where the state gives us some money, we match some monies, and then the city also has a matching contribution. I don't like to get to specifics of dollars. I actually like to get to specifics of the relationship. Right? So 6,500 square feet in this budget constrained environment. The fact that we're able to justify, the fact that we're able to inaugurate it is a huge victory for us. It's a huge victory for the relationship, the base city relationship, and obviously it's a huge victory for our troops that are going to benefit from the extension.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think San Angelo has always been known, we always have a great relationship with the base. And, there are so many members of the community who are so supportive. Is that, from your perspective, you've been here 3 times, is that accurate?
No, okay, I'll tell you what. So I'm going to use a little bit of slang if I'm.
Go ahead.
It is not accurate. It is actually ridiculous in a great way.
Perfect.
The relationship that we have is the envy of other bases.
Good word.
There's no there's no other testimony of the fact that we've won the Altus award twice for recognizing the community base partnership, specifically the community, the only base in AETC that has done that. So when we talk about, a lot of bases like to talk about it, we actually see it on a daily basis, and we just focus on the Crestman. We're having conversations about technology. We're having conversations about quality of life. We're having conversations about buildings. We're having conversations about what we contribute to the community as well. So this relationship is real, and I consider myself blessed every single day.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's amazing. So you mentioned some other things you want to talk about the base. What's going on?
Oh, so actually tomorrow we get the opportunity to unveil our strategic approach. It's very interesting. We chose a statement where we're not calling it a plan, we're not limiting ourselves to a particular timeline. We call it a strategic approach. It's more of a cultural document, and the cultural document is anchored on the basis that if we are to succeed, we have got to understand. We fundamentally understand that there's no San Angelo without Goodfellow. There's no Goodfellow without San Angelo. Yeah. In our view, in our worldview, is 15 years down the road. So we get the opportunity to have a conversation with the wing tomorrow about what that means. And to us, what that means is very simple. We're going to be mission focused. We're going to be technologically integrated, and we're going to be flexibly connected. And what that means to us is we will have the opportunity to train, develop, and inspire the future force, but most importantly, down the line, doing it in a distributed point of need kind of way. So we have grandiose plans, and our goal is to begin that journey. We and the leadership on base, Colonel Ramirez, Chief Kirkpatrick, Colonel Coakley, Colonel Byrd, Colonel England, we all fundamentally understand that by the time that we leave here, we may not see one of those towers that we need for to have the communication pipeline that we need. But we want to lay out the requirement, and we want to lay out the need, and we want to lay out the vision. We fundamentally understand, but we may not see a block of what the campus of the future should look like. But every time you go on base, and if you come and visit me on base, I will take you to that flight line, and I'll ask you to look at the green space that we have there, and I'll ask you to imagine if that was multiple multi-purpose buildings in there, where we could have state, we could have a National Guard, and we could have active duty all operating together, training at Goodfellow Air Force Base. So we're laying out the groundwork for that.
Wow, and I think that just kind of speaks to the, I guess, the mindset there at the base. And, you know, like you were mentioning in relationships with St. Angelo, it's all about the future. You know, you want to leave it better than how you found it.
Absolutely. So our motto for 2020 is quite simple. It's vision, it's leadership, and it's energy, and it is the Goodfellow way. We know where we're going.
Yes. That's amazing. Yeah, we should be seeing him on C-SPAN soon because he's nailing this interview. Man, is there anything else you want to talk about? There's a lot going on. You mentioned just now, but anything else?
So again, let me highlight the importance of the relationship with the community. I specifically asked to start doing some of these interviews, and that is because we get so much from the community, and sometimes we don't have any venues to say thank you, and that we are grateful, and that we truly appreciate it. Again, that we fundamentally understand that San Angelo and the relationship with Goodfellow is second to none.
Man, how do you follow that? I don't know. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate you. And you are welcome anytime on the show.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and buenos dias to the city of San Angelo and the Concho Valley.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us for CVHP News. Don't forget to follow us on social media and download our free app. All you have to do is search Concho Valley Homepage in your app store. That is all for right now, but hey, we're going to see you right back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.